So I've got the old Windows screensaver behind me for the 49ers daily update from the 559. I know a lot of you viewers are from this area code down there, from the valley. The San Joaquin Valley of California. Busy day for the 49ers after a less busy weekend. Second wave of free agencies here. 49ers have filled out their quarterback room. Joshua Dobbs. Saw him play against the 49ers and play well for the Arizona Cardinals last year. That actually earned him a trade to the Vikings where he picked up the playbook very quickly, helped beat the Falcons. Flamed out with the Vikings down the stretch. But Dobbs started 12 games last season, and I think he's perfectly suited to be QB2. $2.25 million guaranteed from the 49ers. $750,000 in playtime incentives. Probably a cap hit around $3 million. Cheaper than Sam Darnold was last year at $4.5 million for the 49ers. Good pickup for the 49ers. And I had a good sandwich today for lunch, by the way, here in Tulare County. Orange Works. They got a spot in downtown Visalia, but I went to the original Orange Works in Strathmore, just north of Porterville. And the combo is a tri-tip sandwich and then orange ice cream along with some iced tea. But Orange Works, if you're ever in this area, especially this time of the year, it's beautiful. You can eat outside if you want to. So on top of the Dobbs news, the 49ers also signed Brandon Parker, offensive lineman, formerly the Raiders. He's hit IR at the end of training camp in each of the past two seasons, though. He's only played like 14 snaps. Those came toward the end of last season. So Parker's played right tackle, former third-round draft pick. He's somebody that the 49ers are going to give a chance to this offseason to compete, but I don't even have him penciled in right now as somebody making the 53-man roster. But who knows? A lot can change over time. Those are the two additions today for the 49ers. As far as subtractions, well, he was already a free agent. We knew the 49ers weren't going to bring him back, but Chase Young has signed with the New Orleans Saints. $13 million fully guaranteed for Chase Young. So immediately you see the Super Bowl made him a lot of money. Priced himself out of the 49ers range, that's for sure. San Francisco way more cost efficient at that position by signing Leonard Floyd for 2 years and $20 million. So that's up to $10 million per year. We're still waiting on the final Floyd contract details. They should be in soon, but he's come cheaper than Chase Young. He's better than Chase Young. And, you know, being better than somebody isn't all about ceiling. It's about floor. The 49ers needed a higher floor. Chase Young gave them a high ceiling, and we saw it in the Super Bowl, but he also gave them a low floor. Leonard Floyd gives a high floor. Leonard Floyd spoke today, officially introduced by the 49ers, and his thing was, he said the 49ers were not bullshitting around. Those are Leonard Floyd's exact words. They're not bullshitting around. They offered him that money, the 2 years, $20 million early during the free agency window. And the 49ers obviously showed their intent to bring in a guy who's, you know, people called Leonard Floyd a big-time cleanup guy in terms of some of these sacks. And that's exactly what the 49ers need. They've got Bosa, they've got Hargrave. What they do need is somebody to clean up the sacks. They need somebody that knows effort. They know somebody who knows the angles, who's an athlete, but who also applies that ferocity, who had just never given up on the play. And he's got 39 and a half sacks over the past 4 years. So I think this fit could work well with the 49ers. And I think a lot of fans like the nobody's bullshitting around comment from Leonard Floyd about the 49ers. Obviously, today also brought some worse news for the 49ers. They lost their 2025 fifth-round draft pick, and they dropped 4 spots in the 4th round of this 2024 draft because the NFL said that there were some accounting errors that the 49ers were guilty of. 49ers said that they were unintentional. It was a mistake. They didn't help them as far as the salary cap compliance of the 2022 season went, but still fairly significant penalty for the 49ers to lose those draft picks. And, you know, we talk about the importance of 5th-round picks. We talk about the importance of small stuff in the salary cap, although it doesn't seem, according to the 49ers, that these clerical errors really help them. But you can't help yourself with small things in the salary cap. And that's what I wrote about in my article on The Athletic today. It was a piece about how the 49ers are surfing the salary cap wave with the cap increasing 11.9% on average here over the past few seasons, how they're adding spending to the docket every year while pushing spending back through restructures to surf the wave. And make sure that that sink, I call the salary cap a sink, a lot of water analogies here, but they're trying to make sure that things are cleared up enough for Brock Purdy to get paid come 2025. The sink analogy is this: your new spending is coming out of the faucet every year, restructures and all of the such, cuts, pay cuts like Kyle Juszczyk's pay cut, that's water leaving the drain. The thing about Juszczyk's pay cut, though, is that water leaves the drain and you don't have to worry about it again. So the sink, that helps the sink from not overflowing, and it helps future year's sinks from not overflowing. Restructures, they're simply draining out of this year's sink and pouring out of the faucet into next year and the year after that. So you've got to be careful. You can't rack up too much spending in any given year. But in this piece, I explain the wave that the 49ers are surfing. I explain the formula. I break down some of the contracts, and I show you how the 49ers have good reason to believe that they're on solid pace to be able to pay Brock Purdy and generally keep their team together. Make no mistake, the 2025 season is set to be an inflection point for the 49ers. A lot of Deebo Samuel's contract money has been pushed forward into those future years with these restructures, and there's likely going to be a decision to be made for the 49ers after this next season on his front. Brandon Aiyuk, $14 million this year, a substantial pay raise on the fifth-year option, but he has yet to sign a long-term deal. There was actually a report out of the Jacksonville media in recent days that a trade would be possible between the 49ers and the Jaguars. That being said, as I've maintained throughout this entire process, not just with Aiyuk, but with Deebo Samuel in years prior, the 49ers would require a king's ransom to send away a player that productive and that important. And, that is that good of a fit in their system. The report out of Jacksonville said that the 49ers would have required number 17 overall, first rounder, and Zay Jones, good deep threat receiver. Maybe that does signify that the 49ers will be looking for a deep threat kind of guy, though, in the NFL draft this year. Because when you talk about the 49ers and what they've tried to do over the course of the past few seasons, that they've tried to get somebody who can blow the top off of opposing defenses in Danny Gray. And Danny Gray hasn't really panned out. He's still under contract. Maybe he'll get another shot in training camp. But the 49ers might want another bite out of that draft apple to see if they can get somebody who just specializes in stretching the field moving forward. Regardless, it was an interesting day for the 49ers. More still coming. They still have, I think, 19 roster spots left to fill on the 90-man. Obviously, the draft is going to be big for the 49ers. They currently have 10 picks, so I don't expect them to fill out the rest of the 90-man through free agency. But I do expect them to sign more players, stay active through next week, obviously, the NFL owners meetings in Orlando. Far away here from California, far away from the beautiful hills. They don't have much elevation change in Florida. A hill for them is like 2 feet. Here in California, I mean, this is casual. The Sierra Nevada is behind those hills, and obviously, well, that's as flat as Florida behind me, the Central Valley. Good thing that we've got some variance, though, here in California. That's your 49ers report for today. We'll talk to you soon.